All right, guys, welcome back to the range. I'm sitting at 50 yards again, and we've got the 22 out. I'm switching over to some subsonics, the Norma TAC22. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that zeroed, and then that way we're ready for the competition. And then I'm gonna try to get it out to 100 yards today and do some velocity truing so we have exact data. There's a lot of math involved in that, but I'll try to break it down some as we're moving along. So we've got the scope sitting at 0 right now, but that's not zeroed for this range. So with this ammo, we're gonna have to make some adjustments. I'm gonna take 5 shots, see where they group, and then we'll go down range, measure it, and make the adjustments on the scope. That way we can have everything zeroed and then move to truing velocity. All right, looking good so far. Right here is where we're grouping at. I'm just gonna call that the center of the group, and I had one flyer. It was my fault though, I pulled it real bad. So over here is where we're grouped at. So it's looking like we're about 1/2 inch low and 3/4 of an inch to the right. So I'm gonna move that over. It's probably just about a minute low and like 1.5 minutes to the right. So I'm gonna move it up and left. And then after that, we're gonna move up here and see if we can't take those 6 for 6. And we'll go from there. Alright, I think I misjudged on that first bit of adjustment that I was gonna make. And I went up the right amount, but I didn't come over far enough. So I went ahead and fixed that. And I think by George, then my last shot was right here, just to make sure, but I think we're good to go. Alright, we're gonna try to go 6 for 6, 1 inch targets at 50 yards. If I can pull that off anywhere in the orange, I'm gonna be happy. If I can stay inside that inside ring, I'm gonna be impressed. So ammo should be good to go. Gun is zeroed. Now it's just time to see if I can shoot. probably see that took a few tries. Well, not my best work, but I think I did get it at least one of the tries. Now we're going to take it out to 100 yards and do some muzzle velocity truing and make sure everything looks good. But from there we should be all squared away. So we'll put in the data for what it says and then make the adjustments and shoot it at 100. We'll go from there. All right, some real nerd stuff. So shooting bottom target is clean. I'm at 100 yards. Got a 2-inch circle there so I can measure with my reticle to make sure it's exactly 100. If not, I'll move closer or further if I need to. And yeah, so it's a 100-yard target. And we're gonna check where the actual point of impact is relative to the data that I have based on advertised muzzle velocity. And that will give me exact data for this lot of ammo, which means all of my work at zeroing will be perfect. So 100%, we're gonna go for it and see what we can get. All right, in theory, I am 100 yards from that target. I counted steps, I got 104 steps. So it's there. I'm going to get a little dirty, unfortunately, because the trailer's got wasps all over it. And we're gonna see if we can't hit that target. So I've got a 2-inch circle at the bottom of it that I'm gonna measure with my reticle to make sure I'm exactly at 100 yards. And from there, we will take our shots to make sure the muzzle velocity is accurate, or whatever adjustments need to be made from there we can do. Here we go. All right, I forgot to record the shots, not gonna lie. Took 5 shots. Really kind of surprised by the result. We're gonna go downrange and see what it looks like down there. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna stroll down there and we'll see what we got. See, this is where things get interesting. So I have no wind out here. It's 1 inch right. And then 4 of 5 are right here in a line, pretty much touching. Number 5's down here. So either inconsistent round or I pulled it, one or the other. But 1 inch high and right, that's 1 minute elevation over and 1 minute elevation to the right from where I should have been. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and dial that minute. Well, maybe half, either half minute or a minute. I'll probably do something along there. Back to the left and see if that drops us in. I guess I want it to hit right here, and then I'll make the adjustment on the actual data from there. So here we go. Just in the name of making that stuff look right. 3 clicks of elevate, or 3 clicks of lindage to the left should bring us back in the center. I've not moved my bipod from 100 yards. So I'm gonna put up the tripod here and take my next 5. All right, 5 more. Just trying to do some velocity truing. First 5 were about 1 inch high, which is fine. I just need to know what we're getting. So here we go again.
One, 2, 3, 4.
I took my last 5 at the top of the target. Got a black dot up there. So we'll go see what we got. Got a feeling we're starting to see some inconsistencies at 100 yards. Once we get down here, we'll kind of talk about that some and see what we've got. But through the scope, it didn't look so pretty. But either way, I'm gonna run it for my next comp. So far, it's been grouping tighter than everything else I've shot. So stepped in an ant mound. Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. Got the whole field to myself. Just shooting paper. So we'll give it a go, see what we get, and come back with some actual data. There it is. Interesting. So I made no elevation adjustments. I've got 3 touching 4, 5. Then I came up here and I took 5. I got 4 and 5 right here. So right now I'm starting to wonder if my scope's a little off level, just given that information right there. But I'm still gonna say it hit half a minute high for the sake of data, because those were grouping high too, about 1/2 inch. So yeah, that's what throws me off though, is these are all about 3/4 to a full minute of angle high, and these are half-ish. Number 3 here is in a good line, so 3, 4, 5 of them, 3 of them are here, so yeah, we'll call it a 1/2 minute, just given that group and this group down here. They're still pretty tight, but I don't know, man. That's a tough call. All right, kids, we are back here and ready to knock this thing out. So all I have left to do is knock out our readjusting for 0. So we established that the height was good at, well, now I can't remember exactly where it was that I dialed for. Hang on. Alright, so I have already adjusted the elevation turret back. Now I'm going to swap the windage turret. As you can see, I've got the bolt and the mag out of the gun, so it is rendered safe. So here's what we're gonna do. I'll do that real quick while I loosen this. There we go. And now that I have knocked it loose, I can show you how this works. So we're gonna take our scope tool. It actually came from Bushnell with my DMR2 Pro. Go ahead and loosen that, pull off the turret, and then we line up 0 with the line. And push it back on. We take our little screw it back in, which helps if you actually hit it in the right spot. And screw it back in. I'll just go until it's snug.